Return to the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow.
What's up, Fresh Bros? Welcome back to How to Elder Scrolls, more specifically my little mini-series where I'm going through and reviewing each class in the Elder Scrolls 1 arena. And currently, we have just reached the poster boy of the mage class archetypes, the mage, the magic user, the main spell caster. But that's enough ranting. Let's go ahead and see what the mage can do in the UESP. So the mage is the 10th class alphabetically in the list of different classes in Arena. Mages have C scaling experience, or C experience scaling, meaning they get middle of the road experience gain. They have a D6 hit die. Their only weapons they're allowed to use are daggers and stabs. They get no armor. They get up to a buckler and shields. They get 25% thievery efficiency, 2 times their intelligence spell points, no critical strike chance, and they start with a dagger. But of course, as you can see, that the mage is in fact of the mage archetype and is essentially the go-to face of the mage archetypes. This is basically what they decided to base all of the other mage archetypes off of. Now, as for the mage, well, mages are born and bred for manipulating magic. They may not wear armor or use shields other than bucklers. They may, however, use a limited assortment of weapons. They depend upon spells for offensive and defensive power. Mages have 2 times their intelligence and spell points. So, one thing I noticed with healers, or mages, is they're basically just healers but downgraded significantly. But yeah, I mean, certainly it's not that bad of a class. Let's look at some advantages, shall we? So advantages. Possesses the second highest spell point multiplier, which is 2 times, alongside healers. No particular advantages or disadvantages when creating spells. Have the fastest leveling rate among the magic-based classes. Now, mind you, real quick, a note, when it comes to leveling up fast in this game, I even stated it with the burglar class itself, like, leveling up too quickly in this game can be a bit of an issue, so having, like, a lower scaling leveling experience so the enemies you're fighting don't scale past you in, like, off dungeons or whatever, can definitely be a good thing, but, mages don't really get a lot, and having an increased experience gain having an increased experience gain doesn't really affect much. Basically, C scaling means that to go from like 19 to 20, you would have to kill like one more lich than if you were a healer going from 19 to 20. So, not really the biggest difference. Anyways, disadvantages. Possesses the lowest possible health point gain among all classes, being a D6, tied only with the sorcerers. Can use only 2 types of weapons, staves and daggers. The most restrictive of any class. Cannot equip any armor and limited to bucklers. So yeah, something right here real quick. When I rated the burglar, I did kind of say that it was basically one of the weakest possible classes, and honestly a bit of a challenge in on itself. The only real other challenge, aside from playing as a burglar just straight up, is if you were to try and play as a mage without any without any spell points. Like, literally the whole magic gimmick is the only thing that makes the mage class even viable, and basically every other class does seem to have access to magic. Anyways, let's go on to the notes real quick. Mages are the most straightforward and pure magic-based class, depending most mo depending almost entirely on magic and spells for offense, defense, and utility. With their extremely limited health pool and usable equipment types, and no other innate utility benefits, mages are wholly dependent on buying spells, finding or buying enchanted items and potions, and creating their own custom spells in the spellmaker in order to succeed. Prioritizing intelligence and willpower is recommended for mages in order to capitalize on their inherent magical potential, particularly in order to cast some more powerful spells requiring a large amount of spell points. Agility and endurance can also help offset their small health pool. Mages do not receive any particular advantage or disadvantage when creating spells with the Spellmaker, so there are no real incentive to specialize in or limit oneself to any particular types of magic. Well, anyways, that's everything that's written down here in the UESP, so I guess we can hop in game and let's see about making ourselves a mage. Maybe we can get past this tutorial. Alright, and here we are in character creation. We're of course going to select our class here. We are going to play as a mage today. And I do believe we can actually bring in a little bit of a classical wizard I usually like to play with here and there in certain Elder Scrolls games, just for the fun of it. And of course, we're going to go High Elf because High Elves do carry a high amount of intelligence, and of course paralysis immunity can be nice, especially if you're basically limited to mostly using magic. Alright, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and make our mage here. Good old Gramps. Alright. Now of course, as you can see, intelligence is definitely up there. I would like to have at least enough agility to, at least middle of the road agility. I guess we should probably just throw the rest into intelligence. Like, honestly. Because, I mean, here, I'm even going to re-roll. I'm going to try and get some better stats than this. See that? No. Yeah, like, strength doesn't matter. We can be fine with, like, low to no strength, really. As long as we stop getting terrible rolls. Good lord, what is going on today? As long as we have really good intelligence, decent agility, then we should be good. Is that good enough? Let's give it a little more. Alright, because I'm not sure if willpower really affects all that much. Like, it affects magical defense, but like, eh. You know, like, saving against spells is kind of mediocre in this game, when you consider the fact that you can just get spell absorption and spell reflection later on. And honestly, this stat setup should be just fine for old Gramps here. So yeah, let's go ahead and save these stats. Let's get a nice old person face in. Yeah, there we go, that should work. Alright. And here we are, loading on in. Now, of course, we got our usual Fire Dart and Light Heal. And of course, for us, we have 154 mana just starting off. Fire Dart costs 82 spell points, and Light Heal costs 70 spell points, as per usual, which is ridiculous considering we only have 154. So yeah, leveling up will prove useful for like cheapening those spells, but honestly, like, we shouldn't be too far off, honestly. You know, like experience experience gain in this game. I never really seen it be that much of like a big deal. But hey, maybe we'll see how good it actually is in Stone Keep, shall we? But first, let's go ahead and do my usual save scum at this loot pile, so catch y'all after I get some good. Alright, and it looks like we found here an adamantine belt, which is -4 armor rating across the board, so that's +6 to everything, which isn't too bad. That should at least mean we can survive some more encounters. Yeah, it's going to be rough without being able to actually get armor, and actually I should probably drop a save now that I got an adamantine belt, because that's a pretty good item to have. We can probably see about killing goblins. Oh, seems I can see a goblin. Let's see how good this fire dart is at level 1. Oh, there we go, managed to kill a goblin. Alright. Well, it seems we managed to slash another. Oh god. Yeah, so this here is going to be the fun part of being a mage. Trying to survive for more than 2 seconds. Yeah, because like we currently only have 1 use of fire dart and 1 use of light heal. So we are kind of just limited to our dagger as of the moment. Though there is a small chance these goblins can drop a quarterstaff, which is pretty neat because it just so happens that the only stronger weapon than the dagger is the quarterstaff, at least for weapons that we can use. And honestly, you shouldn't sleep on a quarterstaff. Makes a terrible mattress. But also is a pretty decent weapon, considering that it's a little more damage than the dagger. It's like a D8 instead of a D4. And hey, look at that, we got a level up. Alright, that's immediately going into intelligence. Because, of course, casting spells is the only thing that would really matter for this class. Because, other than that, we literally have nothing else. And honestly, we could even play a healer this way, and it would still be a bit of a viable build, because even then you could still, like, well, wear chain armor. Or hell, even being a battle mage would be a more viable build, because you could wear leather armor at that point. Let's see here. So Fire Dart is now only 41 spell points, Light Heal is only 35, so that's good. It did drop drastically, and we have upwards to 164 spell points, which is not bad. Let's go ahead and heal up here. Uh-oh. Let's try to kill these goblins off. See what all we can get here. Not really much, huh? Alright, let's see about resting up a little more. Oh.
I see you have.
It seems that we can heal up pretty quickly, at least. So yeah, healing rate isn't that much of a problem. But of course, the amount of health we actually have is a bit of a problem. Well, that's fine. I mean, we have plenty of spell points at least, and it's 11 at night, so let's go ahead and get a little bit of a rest going, because of course we need to go outside when it's actually daytime. So let's see here. I guess we just rest for another 8 hours. That should... oh. We got a bit of an enemy here. Of course, this here's the issue with starting off. The most viable play strategy here with no spell points, potions of power, is to use all of our spell points for healing so we can focus on DPS with our dagger, just so we can die anyways. So, yeah. And I mean, I probably could have used Fire Dart, but honestly, I'm telling you what could have probably happened there. I would have expended all my Fire Darts, probably missed half the shots, probably wouldn't even do enough damage, and I'd probably just die anyways. So let's see here, 11 at night, let's go ahead and rest for 8 hours, try this again, but this time not get attacked by bandits. There we go, rats. We can take those guys out. And here, we can even light heal. Yeah, rats aren't a problem. Anyways, that's at least a little bit of extra XP. It's currently 4 o'clock, which is pretty early in the morning, so we're going to rest another 3 hours or so. And yeah, now let's head out into High Rock, or not High Rock, Somerset, because we're a high elf. Blech. And we're going to see if we can find a mage's guild, so we can probably try and get a decent spell or two to try and, you know, have a way to survive a little longer, because, let's see here, we have 164 spell points, we have 105 gold to our name. We don't really need to buy any equipment, mostly because we can't really utilize any equipment, so, you know, buying equipment, or at least getting the only equipment we can get, would be a bit ludicrous. I guess what we could do is maybe looking for a staff or two that could help. I don't think we would get a good staff, but like, maybe? There's always the off chance that we can find a decent staff that we could afford. Let's see here, what do I have to sell? I didn't really pick anything up, did I? We can only really get, I guess we could get a buckler, staff of strength, and a silver staff. I mean, a staff of strength is kind of good. I mean, it's a little expensive. But I guess we could get a staff. I mean, I guess we could get a silver staff. Might do a little more damage. We'll go ahead and try to counter the price, though. Maybe for 21. There we go. Here, I'll sell off my old dagger. Yeah, I don't really like using shields that much in this game anyways. I mean, I guess they are kind of useful, but it's like only armor rating in certain areas. Look at that, 1 to 8 damage. Probably a bit expensive, probably not that, you know, effective to get a more expensive option that probably just has a little extra durability or something. But, you know, it's a nice weapon. 1 to 8 damage, and I mean, it's honestly, in my opinion, one of my favorite, most satisfying weapon art sprites. I mean, it's just a big beating stick to whack enemies with. What's there not to love, you know? So maybe if you really wanted to get a good beating stick, I think the Staff of Magnus does do a good bit of damage. And I mean, Staff of Magnus can be used by any magic class or any mage archetype, but like, may as well give it to the mage himself, since the mage is one of the only mage archetypes where the only effective thing you can really get is, in fact, a staff. At least weapon-wise. And I guess somewhat artifact-wise, you can get bucklers, but like, bucklers are kind of dookie in this game. It's only a little bit of armor rating for like 3 areas in your body. Well, anyways, let's see what kind of magic we can get with our 85 gold. That's not a lot at all. Holy crap. But hey, maybe we'll get lucky in Stone Keep. But yeah, let's go to the Spellmaker. I guess we can make a good old do all spell. So I guess if we damage health, I guess we could damage health one to one each level. If I do 1 to 2, yeah, like if I increase the left one, it would start to make it more expensive. That's spell cost of 50 already. Casting cost of 12. On touch isn't bad. Maybe if I add another effect, I can have one that's also cures, or hang on. Do we have a heal? I don't know what it is, but I feel like there should be more effects here. Maybe it is the fact that I put it, you know what, it is a touch, so everything else would be touch effects, wouldn't it? Okay, well, I mean, this is not a bad spell. Here, we'll just make it... Here, we'll just have a good shocking grass spell. This should at least be a nice cost-effective spell to have, just as a neat backup. So, this here's going to be 001, Shocking Grasp. And, you know, maybe this will do more damage than other spells we have. I mean, we're level 2, so this would already deal anywhere from 3 to 6 damage, which is, yeah, 3 to 6 damage is not bad for 12 spell points. That is still less than swinging my quarterstaff around, mind you, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's see here. And I guess heal. I could have a heal health spell. But that would cost a little much as well, wouldn't it? Yeah. We can't exactly get that spell. Oh well, we still have a light heal spell. And I mean, this spell should get cheaper over time as well. So let's see here, Shocking Grasp is only 12 mana. We'll see what it's like as we level up. That should be a decent spell, at least just to have, you know. Alright, let's see how far we can get through Stone Keep with our old Shocking Grasp, and Quarterstaff is a good backup. And of course, the thing about magic is you're more reliant on, I guess just, you would be more reliant on the per level effect of magic. Because of course magic does get stronger as you level up. So like, by level 20, your mage would be able to eventually deal upwards to, with just that basic Shocking Grasp, 21 to 42 damage per cast. And it would probably cost like 1 mana, which is, or 1 spell point, which, you know, would definitely be significantly more effective than swinging your quarterstaff around doing 1 to 8 damage every hit. Yeah, speaking of which, let's see how useful it actually is outside when we rest to try and, well, make it daytime, because it is currently 3:50 in the morning. Not very viable now, is it? Oh, no one wanted to mess with Gramps today. Good, good. I wouldn't mess with Gramps either. He knows how to pull his weight. Well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and hit Stone Keep. We're going to do a little bit of grinding. It is obvious that this class does require a little bit of light grinding just to become more viable. Because of, well, item limitations and the over-reliance of using magic. So, maybe we'll eventually get strong enough. Alright. Let's see here. Gonna go speak to Queen Blue Bumpka. Go ahead and grab Stone Keep. Alright, now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a grind, I guess. See what luck gives us. And how viable this class is at killing rats, wolves, skeletons, and ghouls. Alright. Because of course if you can kill ghouls and grab the little parchment of the Elder Scroll, then, you know, you should be able to handle most of the game. That's at least how I view it. Especially if you can take out those ghouls with ease. Rats are basic fodder, so I would just swing a staff at them. You know, like, it's not like they're going to do a lot of damage. Bracer, Saber. Ooh, I guess Bracers can sell for a good bit. Yeah, 26 charges, I don't know what it has, so I'll just sell it. And yeah, Saber's 3 to 12. Just so barely out of reach, huh? Well, we grabbed some good enchanted items, it looks like. Had to kill some rats. Got a torque. A steel helm. Let's see what this torque is. Ooh, -2 AR. Nice. So now we're down to +4 armor rating. And here I guess we'll use a light heal. Man, it just seems so expensive currently. I know it's going to get a lot cheaper over time, but still. I mean, what all kind of effects do these things do? Let's see here. So, this here is, yeah, I mean, 3 to 4 is not bad. And hang on. Yes, Fire Dart is 41. Does 3 to 4 every level. 35 on the light heal. 4 to 5 every level. Yeah, 35 spell points is not that bad. 12 for Shocking Grasp. Let's see here. Probably don't want to fight the Minotaur. But here, let's face some goblins. Test out Shocking Grasp on it. Here, we'll test Shocking Grasp on the rat. Yeah, you see, it's not very useful. I mean, it does damage, but like, it's whatever. We'll get a shield spell though. Of course, shield spells would basically be a godsend for this class. But you know, all magic classes get access to shield, so no, I don't think there's a single class that makes the spell create any more expensive. I guess the one good thing about Shocking Grasp, or just spells in general, hey, we're level 3 now. So that does mean Shocking Grasp just got a lot cheaper and does a little more damage. So let's see here. So if I look at my spellbook now, Fire Dart only costs 27, does a good bit of damage still. Let's see here. Light Heal. Oh, that's still Fire Dart. Light Heal does cost 23, heals a good bit. And Shocking Grasp costs only 8 spell points. And let's see here, since we're level 3, that is upwards to 4 to 8 damage, which honestly isn't bad. That's actually a higher average damage than my quarterstaff, because the quarterstaff is only 1 to 8. So yeah, let's drop a save here. So we already have something that we already have a spell that's more viable than my main weapon. But of course I'll still use my main weapon to clear fodder, just so that way you're not wasting spell points. And honestly, I'd suggest the same thing. Like, just use your staff to clear fodder and then everything else just to wreck everything else. Back to Rahad. Let's see what we can do here. Probably have to jump back and forth just to... Yeah, it's nighttime, so here. Oh, great. Well, Shocking Grasp was already more viable. Got a light heal. We're dead. Yeah, that's the issue. I guess you do have to learn where the cast button is. I think C might be the cast button. Here. Yep, C is cast. Okay. So yeah, when you're a mage, keep your hand on the C button. So that way you can do stuff like this. And still get your butt whooped by a lizard man with nothing but a dagger on him. Huh. Well, that sucks. Oh great. Got more fodder enemies. Oh god. But hey, at least we're getting more XP doing this. Just hopefully we don't get... Oh god. Yeah, this is not good. I don't think we're going to survive this guy. Nope.
With you.
Yeah, bandits are, as always, absolutely overpowered in the early levels. They are the run killers. Like games, like the fact that your game can crash whenever you try to rest. Okay, let's try this again. It does seem like resting is becoming a bit of a... Of course. Of course. Yeah. I'm not sure if we can survive enough of these bandit encounters. Like, these bandit encounters are terrible RNG. Oh, we got goblins. That's at least better than, bandits. Goblins I can handle. Lizardmen are barely, doable. But yeah, we definitely need to get a shield spell like stat. Especially with bandits like this. I just barely healed up to full. Alright, we managed to kill one bandit. Yawn? Or that was a rogue. Can I leave? I can leave. Okay. Let's flee this area. Oh, and it's daytime. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and find a weapon shop. Let's go ahead and get ourselves, I guess, rested up in an inn or something. Well, we could probably just, go back into the dungeon, rest up at there. You know what? I'll figure it out. I'll get it figured out. We'll at least get more money for making spells, which would be good. Nice and viable. So let's see here. We can just sell all this leather gear because, of course, we can't wear any armor whatsoever. Sadly. Would be nice to have at least a little bit of protection, but, gotta do what you gotta do. Heavy armor's just too heavy for our old man. And let's see here. This here I can probably sell for 270. Probably sell for 260. Yeah, I could sell for 260. Let's see here. Yeah, 253 should be enough. Alright. Now let's sell the steel helm. Yeah, I'll take it for I'll take 60 for it. Kite shield. Saber. Mace. And these bracers are probably pretty expensive. Oh yeah, they're pretty expensive. Look at that. Alright, let's see here. I'm probably going to be able to sell it for maybe 1,300? Ooh, maybe 1,400. Maybe 1,350? Okay, I'll sell it for 1,300. I'll stop being so greedy. I'll take it for that much. That's fine. Now let's see here. I got 1,919 gold. And this guy doesn't really have very many good stabs, does he? I mean, hang on. Looking at this again, he just has like 2 stabs of endurance and a staff of fire resistance. That is just hilarious. I guess the staff of fire resistance could be useful, you know, in the situation that you're dealing with hellhounds, but it's like you could just create a spell of fire immunity as a mage or something, you know, like, let's see, your steel helm of personality. Oh wait, that's the helmet I sold, and there's a buckler of endurance. Yeah, not really good stuff, is there? That's some pretty shoddy equipment. You know, we are playing as the class that doesn't really get good equipment, so you know, it is what it is. Now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and locate the Mage's Guild. If I remember correctly, it should be in this side of town, over here in the west segment. I think it's probably down this way. Yep, here it is. Alright. Mage's Guild ahoy! I think I'm starting to play this game a little too much. Let's see here, we have 174 spell points to work with. I'm going to keep that in mind. Let's see how strong of a shield spell we can create here with 174 spell points. And of course we have 1919 gold, so let's see your Spellmaker. Effects, I can go ahead and make a create shield spell, increase hit points per level. We're going to see about 21. Ooh, I can definitely increase it. So we're looking at, what, 172. So, let's see here. We can probably go, ooh, that's a little too high. Tone this down 1 point. That's perfect. Okay, so this here will give us an extra 25 temporary hit points plus 1. An extra 25 hit points per level plus 1. So this would give us a grand total of 76 hit points. That is pretty good. So this here is just going to be barrier. You know, it's just a protective barrier. That's definitely our most expensive spell we're going to get here. We can probably make another decent spell. Let's see here. We probably want something that can, will do a little more. Let's see here. Regenerate wouldn't be the best. Could probably fortify attribute to increase our agility for a bit. But you know, quarterstaff doesn't exactly do that much damage, does it? Let's see here. I could do designate as non-target. That's another fun spell, only must cast offensive spells. May cast offensive spells. Yeah, so this here basically is a percentage chance of enemies not detecting you. So it's basically just like Chameleon from the later games, which is pretty good. We could probably get invisibility though, which invisibility is just a flat increase. So let's see here. This is, I guess this we can, ooh, we can't really make it last that long now, can we? Because we still have our gold to consider. So I mean, yeah, I tell you what, we just, ooh, actually, we do still have 919, or we still have at least 900 spell point, or we have 899 gold pieces to our name. So what I could do is buy potions, and we could probably get potions of restore power, because of course we could use restore power. I mean, it's 75 gold per potion. So if I buy say 12 potions, that's 900 gold. I'm going to offer a counter. I'd like to say 750. I can try to whittle this price down a little bit more, down to 750. So that way I can at least have a few potions of restore power for emergency uses. Now, of course, I would like to see what buttons do what. So C is to cast spells. U is to use items. Okay, so yeah. Two buttons you want to remember just to be able to like quickly do stuff. I remember spamming U and click like rapidly just to get enough spell points for just constantly healing up on my healer playthrough, so there are definitely some uses for the U button for using potions of restore power. It definitely gets crazy in the later game when you can buy an entire stack of 99 potions of restore power at a time for barely half your gold cost, and then do it again. This is a temple. Okay. I was looking for an inn, because I would like to heal up to try and get ready for Stone Keep pre-buff before I enter Stone Keep. Because of course we do need to be able to survive at least a good beating. Ooh. You know, now that I'm thinking of it, I should probably get a better healing spell. Another healing spell real quick. I mean, the Mage's Guild is right here. I know that this video is probably going to be a little longer than usual, but honestly, that's just how it is when you're playing a magic user. You have to actually think a little more before you go out. So yeah, if I do a heal spell, heal health on self, 1 to 2 points every level, that's going to cost 8 points. We're just going to call this 003. We're just going to call this Undie. There we go. Just Undie, you know? A little bit of undying. Oh yeah, and I was starting to cut my price there a little, wasn't I? Oof. And to think that a good chunk of that was literally just mana potions. But hey, those might prove useful fighting those ghouls. Might. Let's see here. And I guess, a couple of those spells would be cheaper for battle mages and healers alike. Only, I guess I could playtest them later at some point. First, I'm just gonna get a room, I guess, stay a day. I'm gonna try and counter this down to 8 gold. There we go. Rest until fully healed. That's 18 hours past. And we're going to go ahead and barrier up. 6 hours past. We got our spell points back up a good bit. We do have at least a little bit of protection. You know, an extra 76 hit points just hit before we hit the road. So that should be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and drop a save before heading back to Stonekeep to, well, try and mess up some wolf days, I guess. Mess up some days for some of these wolves, skeletons, and whatnot. We may be ready. We'll see. Of course, I gotta clear some fodder enemies, the usual. Alright. Got a mark. Gonna go ahead and grab the other loot piles from over here. Plate gauntlets, not bad. Amulet, hang on. Amulet might actually provide some good protection here as well. -3, nice. So now we only have +1 armor rating. That's actually pretty good. Alright. Now, time to see about some wolves, I guess. I'm gonna drop save here because wolves can be quite tough. Let's see how quickly we can melt through them with our shocking grasp. Come on, come on. As you can see, this is eating through my mana, and it seems to be doing almost nothing. Like, honestly, I don't know what's up with magic. Sometimes it just doesn't seem to work. Like, it seems like I just managed to kill those goblins a lot faster with my quarterstaff, as is. Kind of felt like I was wasting there, more than anything. And now we have wolves here. And of course we need more spell points, so as you can see, these potions of restore power, well, they restore our power at the cost of being extremely expensive. And the shocking grasp spell is pretty... What's fire dart? Okay, fire dart does seem to be somewhat more useful. We can probably hit this guy around the corner. There we go. Starting to hit him. Yeah, so this wolf's going to die in however long. Good lord. How long does it take to kill one wolf? Oh, there we go, and we leveled up again. Nice. Alright, more into intelligence. Alright. Now let's see here. What's our spell book looking like? So, Fire Dart only costs 20 spell points. Not bad. Oh, hang on. Light Heal only costs 17. Shocking Grasp only costs 6. Barrier costs 127. And Undie only costs 6. Not bad. Not bad at all. And here, let's go ahead and cast some Undie here. just so we heal up a little. And then I guess we can rest up here. I honestly don't feel like we could deal with um, these skeletons very well. Like, I feel like they could probably tear me to shreds here. Because honestly, spamming spells in this game does feel a little awkward and finicky. But hey, you can give it a shot. Alright. Should have a couple of skeletons popping in any second now. There we go. Um, yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm able to really do much to this guy. Like, it honestly feels like there's very little feedback. But hey, I managed to take out one skeleton. It feels like I should have been able to take out a lot more than just one skeleton with this. Um, let's see here. I mean, it feels like I managed to take out... Okay, it feels like I'm able to take these guys out with my quarterstaff faster than I can take them out with spells. Like, why does it feel like that? Like, why does magic just feel so unresponsive in this game? Oh. Now I need to undie a little. There we go. And here I'll use up some potions of restore power. I just used up all of my potions of restore power. So that's 800 gold down the drain. Oh. Let's real quick barrier up. And let's go ahead and shocking grasp. It does seem like that managed to do something. Let's go ahead and try to take out this skeleton. Can I fire dart him? I got enough mana for it. Nice. Seems like that just hit nothing. Oh god. Alright. Gotta run back a little. I don't think we'll be able to heal up. Yeah. No dice. Yeah, we are looking quite rough. But hey, we got another level up. Maybe in the next room over we'll be able to heal up. I hear more wolves. That is just not great. Where are the wolves, huh? Oh god. The wolf is out here. Please, game. Please, give me it. Just give it to me. Thank you. Holy shit. Alright. This feels so rough, it's actually kind of challenging. Like, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead and undie here. Alright, and let's see what what the spell cost is like for all of my spells now. So Fire Dart is only 16 at level 5, and Light Heal is only 14, Shocking Grasp is only 5, Barrier is 102, Undie is 5. Okay, not bad at all. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Barrier up, rest until fully healed. That should at least give us more temporary hit points. Though it definitely feels like we need to, like, build up more before we can actually do more. Like, But you know what? This is only like an hour grinding each episode, so tell you what, we might have our, we might be able to handle a lot of this. Here, if I just, there we go. Shocking Grasp actually worked on that. Nice, nice. Oh god. Yeah, like, I just don't like the fact that I have to look down to click, and then look up to click to damage. It is kind of repetitive. And also, touch spells don't seem to be, you know, all that responsive. And it does also put your weapon away, which is kind of dumb. But yeah, let's go ahead and heal up. Let's barrier up. Rest up some more. And let's see about tackling some ghouls. You know, who knows, maybe a well-rounded mage class like this, a well-rounded mage build like this might be able to take on ghouls. Let's see here. Because we should have enough protection from our shield. And here, if I just throw in a fire dart there. Yeah, it seems target spells. Ooh boy. Yeah, it does seem like I'm starting to run out of temp HP. So here, we'll run back, I guess. It does seem like the lack of equipment does play a pivotal role. And man, if only I could get out of water faster. Yeah, it does seem like magic and only magic and nothing but magic is not really the best build. But I mean, hey, I'm making it work. Here, I'll drop a save. It does look like we were making some progress. It's just a singular ghoul does seem to be a bit rough. You know what? I can actually fire dart him from the distance. Let's see here. I can still see him out in the distance like so. So here, spell sniper. Maybe we don't miss. Yeah, the real problem is these spells seem to explode early wherever you shoot, so it just doesn't really feel responsive the way you would expect. But hey, I managed to take him out. You know, took him out to dinner. It was great. Alright, well, I think we might be able to clear out the rest of these ghouls, maybe even get another level up soon. I mean, yeah, it does seem like being able to level up quickly does kind of help. Only caveat is, like, I do know that it will make randomized dungeons significantly harder. So, I guess you really just have to play your cards right with magic and nothing but magic. Oh, don't need to barrier up, undie a little. Yeah, that ghoul was starting to kick my booty. Let's go ahead and heal up. Does seem like we're able to at least get us a bit of a strategy going. Like I'm able to barrier up, run away, run back to this bridge, heal up, and then run back to snipe the ghoul, but like more ghouls might spawn. Maybe this does grind up enough XP that I could eventually, solo them all. And I know that if I try to do the strategy I did with the healer, it just wouldn't really work too well because, like, quarterstaves do decent damage, but they're definitely nowhere near as good as a flail. But hey, look at that, firebolt. Hey, and we're level 6 now. Look at that. We already have 200 spell points, so now we can start focusing on agility next, I guess. I guess focusing on agility would be nice for a mage, but let's see here. So that should mean all my spells are cheaper now. So yeah, 13 for fire darts. Light heal costs 11. Shocking grasp costs 4. Barrier costs 85. And undie costs 4. Like that's actually not bad. And eventually those small spells there will start to cost absolutely nothing, or at least 1. Like they'll effectively be like cantrips from Dungeons and Dragons. And they also do some decent damage that at least increases as you level up. At least Shocking Grasp is now more viable than my quarterstaff in more ways than one. Speaking of which, time to spam it at this one ghoul. See if I can take him out. And as you can see, this touch spell here. Oh, I managed to actually do it. I took him out. Nice. So yeah, you can actually get strong enough to be able to deal with them. Huh. You know what? I guess I stand corrected. Who needs equipment? Just level up enough as a mage and you can eventually just deal with everything. I mean, yeah, breaking open a lock, yeah, you might need a spell for that, but like, I can kind of just bludgeon it with a quarterstaff that I'm probably not going to use that often. And I mean, yeah, we got to the treasure. Staff is broken, but like, probably don't want to. Ooh, hang on. Well, I did break my staff. I guess that is a bit of a downside. So, damn. But hey, we got to the treasure at least. We got the goods, we got the warhammer, and of course we got the scroll piece. So yeah, I mean, mage, honestly not bad. Like, honestly, this build, like this class, just putting all my points into intelligence and nothing but intelligence, just to play a pure mage, I mean, yeah, it worked. Would I consider this class? Probably not, because it is way too over reliant on just using magic and nothing but magic. And the idea that I can eventually run out of my main damage source is pretty bad. Like, yeah, sure, even a warrior could run out of his main damage source by damaging his Dia Katana to the point of it snapping into two, but at least a warrior's Dia Katana can last an entire dungeon's worth of slashing through everything. Uh, Meanwhile, you have 200 spell points in total, and then nothing else for at least, I'd say at least for the first 15 to 14 the first 15 to 16 levels, because around that point is when magic classes do seem to become strong enough that you can just get a 100% absorb magic spell on self for the next hour and just be able to melt through everything with fireballs at point blank range. So yeah, I mean, the mage is definitely a good class. I'd rank it I'd rank it a solid 7 out of 10. You know, like it for the baseline face of the mages, it was better than I thought just by looking at the stat block. Because I was looking at the stat block and I was thinking, ooh, this is kind of rough. You only get magic. But, you know, like, the magic, if you do lean into it all the way, then yeah, you can actually turn it around. And it isn't too bad, but I do feel like you could do the same thing with a healer and just wear chain armor and just be a healer with 200 points of 200 spell points, and then just I don't know. Well, hell, even then, like damage spells would be more expensive unless you get pre-made spells like even Firebolt. You could probably just Firebolt everything. Battle Mage is kind of the same thing. Only Battle Mage does get a little less spell points, which in my opinion is eh. But at least they do get a little cheaper damage, though. The fact that you can basically get what might as well be a cantrip that starts to get this cheap this quickly and do some pretty decent damage. I mean, Shocking Grasp here, already at level 6, does anywhere from 6 to 12 damage, which is basically an that is basically a better average damage than even a flail. So my Shocking Grasp already makes Graham's here strong enough to almost start to go toe to toe with early game Cinder Dreth, which is pretty nice. But yeah, mages. They definitely have a lower tier skill floor. Like you don't really have to do much to pick up on what you're supposed to do with a mage. Just throw all your points into intelligence and make the best spells you can. At least try to roll good on your endurance so you don't have absolute dookie doo health and die to everything in 2 hits. And of course, a decent enough agility that you don't get hit every 2 seconds. Because getting hit and having a low amount of hit points, yeah, that can be a recipe for dying way too quickly in this game. And yeah, um, but yeah, definitely not a bad class. Well, anyways, I think that's enough ranting on about the mage. I hope y'all found this video helpful. I hope you found this video entertaining if you didn't find it helpful. And this has been your bro Frostbrute, and I think I'm going to catch you on the next one. Later!